Man.
Wedding bags, bro. What are you tired, bro? It's 5. Oh, it's 6. Ooh.
Yeah, man. I'm wrecked, man.
Man, me too.
I've had a busy week.
Bro. Same. But I was thinking about, I was like, yo, if we don't do it in this little window,
Facts. It ain't gonna happen.
It's a wrap for this week, bro. We can't miss a week.
Happen. It wasn't gonna happen.
We could speak on the struggle of consistency and commitment.
Or we could just talk about it because I have no advice for it.
Man. Nah, but for real, like, it's one thing. I feel like consistency can only go so far as you're willing to be committed for, right? There's got to be a time.
Yeah.
There comes a time where you're like, and obviously I'm still grateful to do this and stuff. That's not the case, but like, I am tired today. And I feel like I say this every single time we stream, bro, just based off of like.
Nah, but there's days where it hits and you're just like, bro, I really don't want to do nothing.
Man, I was getting irritable. This one I know I'm tired. I was getting irritable, like just driving.
Yeah.
Because there's traffic. I was at the store because I was picking up some stuff. It was my mom's birthday today. I was picking up some stuff at the store and like I wasn't getting help. I went to Best Buy for one fan, like this little fan.
Oh, like one of them Japanese joints?
Nah, this little.
Oh, like a fan.
This is like one of the cooling fans for this new setup. Because I needed one for the back. Because the case that I got came with 3 of these in the front. And then I have like a little radiator thing. This thing's literally like a car radiator, bro. This joint, there's 2 fans. It's a cooling system for you put the so you know how like MacBooks, they also have like Intels or AMDs. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, I think MacBooks primarily Intel. So you can do Intel or AMD chips as well. But this is a cooling system. This just pumps like a radiator. This goes over the chip. And then the cooling system's like there. Like I said, it's literally, there's no photo of the actual radiator. But what a car radiator looks like is behind this thing. So this just pumps air through it to cool the water that cycles through it. Long story short.
Dog, the inside of that looks like a whole nother desk setup.
No, that's not the whole thing. That's
I know. It looked like the.
No. So this is what a whole PC. This is like the whole PC build, right?
From right here, far, that doesn't look like a desk setup.
No, I know, but that's hilarious.
Yo, you showed that. I was like, dang, yo, that's some dope lighting.
This is the case, right?
Yeah.
And there's like tempered glass over it, but these 2 fans on top is the radiator system, and then here's the.
But the second you showed that, I was like, yo, that's some crazy
wait, that's a crazy desktop.
Yeah, I was like, yo, hilarious. That's crazy.
Anyway, so like I went to the store for that one fan, and it was locked up. It was like behind one of the cases where like all the memory stuff is. So I'm like, bro, why is that there? It took somebody 30 minutes to help me, bro.
What?
I was like, wow. So like the whole time I'm like, bro, my day's already cooked. I don't have the time to just be like standing here. So irritability was triggered. And then I still had to drive home because that was still not close to me. But that's all I know I'm getting tired is when like little things start stacking up, and it's like I didn't snap at anybody or anything, but I'm just like, bro, I have no business being here for this long.
Bro, my car's still in the shop, dog.
Dog, what? For the bumper?
Yes, bro.
Let's take that thing off, bro. I got some screwdrivers. Pop that joint off.
I'm like, bro, just take the bumper off. I'll just drive without it. It's been a whole 9 days.
Man,
there's like a backup on a piece, like they're waiting for. I'm like, bro, this ain't it.
That's bad.
This ain't it.
That's all bad, bro. But I do think, even just going back to commitment, right? Because like something I've been wanting to do, right, is to figure out something else to upload. Something consistently, you know, and I think that's what this is turning into, which is fire.
Yeah.
Even though there are definitely days like this where I'm like, man.
But I feel like there's that sense of like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. And I know I'm doing a lot, but it's like, because even this, it's like, yo, we do a podcast every week, but it's like, in my mind, I already put it as like, okay, that's the regular. And it's like it's always trying to add something. It's like, dog, we're already doing so much.
Yeah, man. It's like it's already part of the routine in that sense, even though it's like we got to find the space for the routine every week, right? Because I was thinking about that today, even driving home. I'm like, yo, I'm doing a lot, but I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I feel like I'm not doing enough of fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like,
just keep finding things that go back into the routine.
Yeah.
And then this creative free time is like, yo, like, yeah, it's like a weird thing of like, you feel busy, but you always feel like you're not doing enough.
Yeah. And when you feel busy, you're literally like, I haven't had time to sit down, or I've been making time for this. I've been making time for this. But you're just like, man, I still feel like this is still that subpar tier of what I should be doing. Putting that energy towards it.
I feel that. I feel like there's a whole nother conversation going on in this chat.
Oh yeah, man.
They're going in.
They be turning up in the chat, bro. That's the community, man. Like Tony Baker says.
Why Spot keeping it going?
Why Spot keeping it alive, man. Shout out to the chat who's watching this live on Twitch. This is Friday.
It's Friday?
Today's Friday, bro.
Oh, sheesh.
I know, man. I you made me think about it because I was like, yo, I'm kind of cooked.
It's Friday?
Yeah, shouts to the chat who's watching this live on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Joshie with 2 C's at the end. Appreciate y'all. The chat is, like I said, that's the community. They'll be checking in with each other. Right now, there's the Happy Juneteenth weekend conversation going in there. I'm trying to see where. Happy said something about 30. I'm trying to catch up here. Girl Got Games in the chat. Yo, Girl Got Games been on my head about getting content out, about being better, which I'm not mad at. Low-key, like, that's one of the reasons why I love this community, too, is, like, everybody's dope. Everybody wants us all to succeed. But all the commentaries, mad appreciated. Let me see. I saw one comment that I wanted to bring in here, but I forgot where it was at.
Yeah, I saw something with 32. In a while, I think 30, 3 question marks.
Anyway, bro, what you been working on this week? Besides the wedding, or have you been locked in with
with the yeah, we've been locked in with the wedding. So we already got the wedding, all the wedding stuff shot. Working on this EP joint. But what I've been working on is shouts to my boy Klesso. We got another music video coming. Was editing that this week. Was color grading some stuff for Sonic this week. And then, yo, random. I was shooting for this governor. No, someone running for governor. And what was funny enough,
Gov of Mass?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
It was the most random thing. They inquired me through some randomness. But what was interesting about that, I'm not gonna name drop, but we're doing like a pre-meeting because they just wanted me to shoot like footage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But we did the meeting, and one of the people in the meeting was like this Disney Channel star. I'm like, what is you doing here?
Oh, in the Zoom meeting?
She's like part of the team.
I thought you about to drop the name when you said she. I was like, bro, you saying too. I don't know if you're saying too much. I don't want you to get in trouble.
No. But the most random thing, I was like, it was just super random.
Yeah.
It was just super because you don't see that correlate with like, oh, okay, political campaigns. Like, all right. So I was shooting that, and then I got a ton of random stuff. It's a lot of my time freelancing is a lot of like calling people and planning stuff and trying to lock in stuff. That's what most of the time is.
Is there ever points where like
there's so much stuff in the air right now?
Do you ever have stuff that's scheduling where you're kind of low key like, if this don't happen, it's still cool?
Yes. There's stuff where I'm just like, you follow up and you're like, honestly, if they don't follow back up, that would be lit.
Man.
But yeah, then I'm shooting like in a couple hours. I'm finishing up that junk. Tomorrow I got another photo shoot.
Yeah.
I did another photo shoot earlier this week. Yeah, I've been done busy.
That's fire, bro. I mean, do you feel like you're getting, well, I feel like nothing ever completely stopped, right? It was just a lot of, maybe slowed up a little bit, but.
It slowed up a little bit, but that's only because I really don't know. My is so random, bro. It's ridiculously random. Like next week, I got my whole week booked up, and that just happened in the last 24 hours. Forgetting on that. Yeah, is
that a mix of like photo and video?
Yeah.
Oh, that's been a good week for you.
But bro, it's been like that. That's the randomness.
I got a question. When stuff is slower, because I kind of talked about this in therapy a little bit this week. And when stuff is slower work-wise for you,
yeah,
do you feel like that affects you mentally?
Yes, of course.
All right.
I mean,
because I'm in that boat too. That's why I just wanted to pick your brain on it.
When stuff is slow,
yeah,
it's that, okay, is something coming to get booked up? Or it's kind of like that. But I usually take advantage of it to like work on something. I don't know.
Yeah,
it definitely does affect me though when stuff slows down.
So for me, mind you, it's a little different, right? Because I do have a contracted gig. So for me, it affects me more personally than it does like when's the next gig coming. For me, that's when I notice.
Is it because when you're really busy working, you don't even have time to even process your own?
It's a mix of processing, and it's a mix of actually like sitting with the opportunity to dwell on it. But like, I don't really dwell on things anymore, but sometimes I'll feel like when I start not remembering, but like if I'm not scheduled back-to-back stuff, I'll start thinking about it and I'll start highlighting either personal relationships or some work relationships that like could be better or should be better. And then I'm like, oh man, that's where I feel like I might have fallen short on this gig or on this such and such, and fill in the blank like that.
So because those busy weeks, you don't really have time to even process or like really dwell on it.
Right, because you're moving. Like you're I mean, you're literally you're keeping busy to the point where it's almost a distraction away from those thoughts.
Yeah, for me, it's a little bit different because even if I have a super busy week, unless I'm traveling, if I really do need to take a break, I can if I want to. Like, I mean, if there's shoot schedule, but like a lot of this stuff is kind of remote, like editing and stuff like that. And they aren't necessarily, there are deadlines, but it's more like it's always a back and forth thing. So if I really do need to take a break, I'll take a break. But at the same time, a lot of my work is like, yo, the faster I get this done, the quicker I get paid. So it's kind of like, but if I really do need to take a break, like I'll just be like, all right, yo, I'm gonna take the rest of the day off, just sleep. I'm stressed or something.
Yeah. And I think when I start feeling like that too, around like life events, it weighs a little bit heavier for me. Because then I'll be like, dang, I feel like I'm doing, then everything feels like busy work, even though it's not. Everything feels like like my little brother graduated from high school on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
And I got to see him for a little bit, but even then that was like I had work earlier that morning and then I still had to go finish stuff at night so it could be done and uploaded by Wednesday. But
my little cousin graduated 8th grade this week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those moments where you go to it and it's like, you do feel like Cheska's like, wow, I kind of missed a chunk. Like, oh shoot, you graduated.
Yeah, man, and that's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that. It like I was in my feelings a little bit Thursday night because I'm like, dang, I'm kind of sad that this came so like this is happening.
Yeah.
Already, even though it's time, right? So it's like it's gonna happen then anyway.
Yeah.
But
and I mean, it's your little brother too.
No doubt, bro. Well, because
like,
they did his like family thing on Sunday, and I was washed on Sunday, bro. Because that's when we flew back in from Boston. We'd left on that first flight out, and I literally landed and went straight there, and I was like dragging, bro. I was like, I was tired, but like I was there for a little bit. I got to see like my uncle, who I haven't seen in over a year. My aunt and uncle. So I was chopping up with them. But like I said, Tuesday though, like you think about it and like, man, that whole I was like his high school experience is done. So thinking about that big chunk, I'm like, yo, that flew by. Like that chunk it
goes like that.
Like you said, dead and gone. And then for me, I start like thinking critically on like, yo, I wonder what my impression was during that chunk. And that's when then the thinking can go any direction, right? But for the most part,
weighs more stress because you're like the older brother.
Of course, man. And that's the thing is like sure, work wise and where I'm at and where I'm growing towards, like it feels good and it's in a good position, but also like I know what that has also weighed on me being present for some things or me missing some things. Like that's a constant thing that I'm working through. But those moments tend to bring up those emotions and those highlights more consistently. That's what I've noticed, at least.
Word. Yeah, for me, I got an older brother, so it's kind of like there's no one in my immediate family like we all got so much stuff going on. It's kind of like respectable among things, and there's no like crazy milestones happening.
Yeah,
like high school graduation and things like that. Because my brother wifed up, he married. Everyone, like I don't have any other younger siblings, so it's kind of just like. But like seeing my little cousin graduate this past week, I was just like, dang. Like I feel like you feel almost like, did I even contribute to this? Like you graduated, did I don't even have a part of that. Like you just graduated, like, yeah.
Yeah, man. You start like thinking hypercritically on those moments, especially like self-reflective. Because that's what I was saying. You start wondering, or I started wondering, like, yo, I wonder outside in. Like if I had to write 3 sentences, or if my brother had to write 3 sentences on like the impression that I might have left during that period of his life, which he might not even be able to conjugate right now.
Yeah.
Or like put on paper. But I wonder what those sentences would be.
Jeez. That's
heavy. Man. Yeah, man. Heavy. I mean, that's stuff I've been thinking about in those moments. Because I mean, bro, at the end of the day, man, like those little moments of even, and that's something that I was even talking about today, because it's my mom's birthday once again. But she's working, but I want to go kick it with her at work for like 15 minutes, and like I could have given every reason not to.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, if we don't have those moments, then we won't ever have any other type of memories because of the busyness. Or the things that you're able to be there for, even if it's for a little bit. And that's what I was even, I was talking to Kev about this yesterday morning, for like my little brother's thing on Sunday. I'm like, yo, I was dead tired, but I was like, I need to go at least. And not for the sake of saying that I was there, but like being present. And like, I created mad memories with my uncle. Like he was filling me in crazy on my grandparents, my granddad, like coming up, and when he came over, and you know, it was like that was cool, and like those memories you don't expect to happen, but they do, you know, and those little moments are all that you can really hold on to. But being able to look back and be like, yo, I did try and put myself in a position, like I can at least have that, not to show for, but like,
yeah, for sure. Because even like part of this lifestyle, you're gonna miss some things, but as long as you take your time to be like create other moments. Because yo, I was thinking about the other day. I was talking to my cousin. I was like, yo, we got to go visit Abuelo Joni. Abuelo Joni is my great grandfather. My great grandparents are still alive. I was like, bro, like they're old. Like, yo, we gotta go. Like, I gotta go see them.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's just one of those things that sit in the back of your mind, and it's like, dang, yo, I don't know what part of my brain is just like doesn't notice it.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to word it, but it's like it's the part that you almost have to fight, or like you have to challenge, right? Because I forgot what it was called. Because one of the first things that I was dealing with in therapy is like ruminating thoughts, right? So like thought loops.
Yeah.
So like you start with a negative thought, and then it leads to another, and then you're kind of spiraling, and you're like, okay, boom, depressed.
It's a whole Loki time chain.
Loki time chain. I gotta see the second episode, by the way. Don't you dare spoil anything.
Oh man,
did you watch the second one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, bro. Look at you on a weekly. Man. Look at you waiting weekly now.
Hey man, at this point, it's locked into my schedule.
But I mean, and I feel like we talked about this a little bit before, but being able to take a step back and kind of like hyper analyze that first thought of whatever negativity, like, man, I wasn't there for this. Well, you automatically shelf everything that you were there for, regardless of how it was experienced or depicted, you know. And then you're like, man, since I wasn't there for this, what if this happens? And then what if this happens and this happens? You know, but learning how to kind of like not necessarily cut it off and just suppress it, but just be like pivot with it, right? It's like, okay, I wasn't there for this, you're right, but let me at least make the effort to communicate, hey, sorry, I couldn't be there for this. If there's time, you know, like, let's do this instead, or let's like schedule something else to celebrate.
What I've been doing
kind of be intentional like that.
When I get like one of those thoughts, like a negative thought or whatever, as much negativity as I put towards it, I go to find something positive about it. So it's like, oh, I missed this. Well, I mean, I was there for that. You know what I'm saying? Or I could be there for that. So it's like, oh man, this happened, but this didn't happen. And a lot of the times it's like, yo, this could happen. That's usually what it is. Like, yo, well, what if this happens? Or what if this fails? And then I'll try to challenge that and be like, yo, but what if it doesn't fail? What if it's actually a great success? And it's just trying to challenge that with like at least the amount of effort that I'll put in negatively, I'll at least put it positively. So I could at least somewhat have a balance.
And I think that balance is important. Letta dropped in the chat. She's like, I recently had a therapist help me stop catastrophizing everything, and it changed my entire outlook. And I can resonate with that, because there were times where like I'll be having moments out with like my friends, or if I'm out of town, and like it'll be like a high moment emotionally, and then I'll be like, I'll immediately think about like, man, what if I can't ever have one of these moments with fill in the blank, like my parents or whatever. And then like I'm like, man, what if this all was to you know, like I can't look back on anything with that type of emotional tie to where I couldn't even be present in those type of moments, right? Like it's so hard to be able to enjoy things when you're always thinking of, man, but this isn't like this, you know, or like this situation could be better. And like that'll really rob whatever present feeling you're trying to, or like that's right in front of you, right? Like that smelling the roses ability, like that don't exist if you're always thinking about like the worst possible situation.
Yeah, I feel that, because you know, when you're hanging out with the homies and stuff, I'd be having the same thing. I'd be like, I guess a lot of things come from like trust issues for me. I always
Mhm.
feel like I'm being taken advantage of. So like when I'm like, yo, are these people really my friends? Are they,
Ooh.
are they just hitting me up for this? Are they just hitting me up for that? And it's definitely like a nah, we good. But it's like those back thoughts, bro. They get to you, and it takes you out of the present. And it's like, man, and then you can't enjoy then you question things that are good. Like, are
Yes.
these really even good?
Mhm.
Then everything is just like, eh.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the next step is just like, oh man, you just push it all away.
Well, yeah, because that's almost like bringing past trauma and experiences into something that could be good, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then you're almost like, well, what if what is it going to be like when it is bad? So
Yeah.
let me
Because for
prepare for
me,
that and just assume the worst.
I'm at a good mental point now where I'm able to catch that
Mm-hmm.
and know that, hey, they aren't taking advantage of me, but the feeling doesn't go away. The
Okay.
feeling of like that, like, yo, someone's taking advantage of me is still there. You know what I'm saying? But I
Mm-hmm.
know enough to be like, okay, this isn't good, but that feeling doesn't go away. So it's just like, it's always trying to battle with that. And that's, bro, that takes you out of the present completely. You can't even enjoy
Yeah,
regular life.
because then you focus on it, right?
Yeah.
You focus on it. And like I would develop those thought loops from stuff like that too, right? It's just like you can't ever be completely enjoying what's right in front of you with that wall up, with that guard up, with that baggage that you're bringing in from.
Yeah. And then it even goes to another thought where it's just like, oh man, I can't even enjoy this now. Will I ever even able to enjoy anything? And then
Mm-hmm.
boom, boom, and then boom, boom, boom. And then it's just like, all right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, those are rough, man. And Letta also said her new motto is to give yourself grace. 100%. You know, and I think something that I've been working through is that as well, right? And being able to give yourself grace for the effort alone. Mind you, you got to make the effort. Like that's still important.
Facts.
But giving yourself grace for like the effort compared to the no effort in terms of even being present, right? Like for me,
even the patience though, because sometimes the effort's put in and there's still no fruit yet. And that's when it's like, oh man, this like thing I'm putting in this.
Yeah.
No fruits are coming by.
Yeah. And like I don't know if you mean like you gotta be patient with yourself for that, but
yeah,
like if you're going through like a transformation, like spiritually or emotionally,
a change in general,
a change, life changes, bro. People forget like when you move, that's a life change. Like you don't ever know, like you won't know what to expect until you're going through the change.
Yeah.
But giving yourself grace and patience and acceptance of, hey, things are changing and I might have to just roll with some punches. Because they're physically not what they used to be. Yep. And allowing yourself that space kind of allows that. That's for me, it's like you're watering it, you know, because it's like, I mean, it's not gonna, like you said, that fruit's not gonna pop up immediately or overnight. That's something you got to just kind of lean into, but still be putting the work in for that change. Like, I mean, depending on what you're personally working on. But Girl Got Game still wasn't ready for this combo. Trust me, I don't think we're ever ready for these combos that just end up happening. This is what happens when y'all don't put topics in the chat. We just get mad emotional talking about stuff, man. Son of a gun.
Wisebot be putting me in those fields.
You gotta leave Wisebot out of this, bro. But yeah, man, it's tough, man. It's really tough, especially like if a lot's happening at once, right? And that kind of even goes back to like just currently being tired, right? It's a mix of emotionally but also physically, because like running around, being booked, which is great, getting back into the swing of a busy travel schedule, but also it's like, man, there's mad stuff emotionally being dealt with, and that has its own weight, and you got to juggle time to process that. Otherwise it'll just sneak up on you and you might get irritable and it might come 100%. Out and it might pop out in different ways, you know? But yeah, bro. I mean, it's been.
Jan Buck said, I never thought therapy was for me until I started going. Then I was mad at myself for waiting so long. It's been amazing. Same. Yo, I was one of those people that was like, I don't really know. Man, therapy, man.
No doubt.
Anyone like just try it. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, man. For real though. I mean, that's kind of how I was in my. I mean, I forgot how old I was when I was kind of there.
Because I was never against it.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't for it. Like I was just like, I don't want to make time for it. I was like, I'm good. Like I'm chilling.
Yeah, for me, I was like, I was sick of falling in the same patterns, and I was like, why can't I break these cycles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until I kind of spent time with a therapist, kind of breaking down some of the roots of these, and then developing the courage to challenge all those cycles needed to be broken.
Yeah,
they needed to be broken.
And there's things that you just like, you only know what you know. Like I was one of I have a fairly good self-awareness, but it's like everyone's ignorant to themselves to a degree. There's just stuff you don't know about yourself that just external people see, and you just like there's no better outlook than someone else's on you.
Mm-hmm.
So like you'll pick up things that like, man, I never even thought of it like that. And then yeah, man, I recommend therapy for everyone.
Yeah, man. It's like, I mean, it's like living with something every day, or like a plant, right? You might see if it sprouts a new leaf or if it's sprouting a new leaf. But if you didn't see the plant every day and you saw it like once every 3 months, it's going to obviously be, it's like clearly it's different, right? But then, I mean, it's like, I mean, the pets and stuff too, kids, whatever, you're around them consistently. They're obviously growing, but you're used to those things every single day to where you might not notice the big changes that are slowly happening. Mm-hmm. And I think being able to kind of unravel that in therapy removes yourself to kind of give you like a different perspective on how, and the reason why I wanted to do that is to get an unbiased professional opinion on it. Because you can chop it up with the homies all day long who might just ride for you and never necessarily challenge the thinking in that self.
Homies could only offer support.
1,000.
If you want help, you want advice, you need a therapist, man. You need both. You need the support and advice.
Yeah.
The hardest part is finding a therapist that you vibe with. Takes trying to learn. I agree with that.
Yeah, I kind of got lucky.
How do you stop a cycle in your life when you don't recognize it as a cycle?
Insert better help out here. I wish. No check. I think you have to recognize a cycle before you can try and stop it.
Yeah.
But for me, that's why I felt like, I don't know. I saw a cycle or a pattern of not speaking up over years. And that's why I'm like, okay, that's a cycle. But that didn't just happen one time and be like, oh, I know what this feels like.
Yeah.
Because you don't until you go through it over and over. And then you're like, I can put my finger on it. Let me go talk to somebody about it. But I don't know if that answered that question. But yeah, man. I mean, I think I don't even know how we got here.
We never know how we get anywhere.
Nah, I mean, it kind of started from the
commitment.
It went from commitment and sticking to commitment, even with being tired, right? And that tiredness has come from a lot of weight from many different areas, from actual work physically to stuff you're working on emotionally. And then as soon as the emotional word came up,
Yeah. I think the hardest part about anything with change or anything of that sort is that once you do all the dirty work, you do everything in your ability, but the pain, everything is still there. It's just like at that point, it's just time. And I think that period of time is the hardest because it's like, dang, I've done everything on my part. I've done everything. At the end, once you reach that point, it's just time. And that's definitely the hardest part. Because it's like, damn, man, I've done everything.
Well, and that's the thing. You can be self-aware about everything you need to work on, but if you don't really put the work on to do it, then what's the point?
Yeah.
You know? But
just put in the effort, you know. Do the work, see a therapist, do everything to your ability. Then from there, everything else is out of your control. And I guess there's some freedom in that.
Yeah.
It's I think scary, but
the acceptance of that too, though, isn't always the easiest, you know.
Yeah.
For the stuff that's out of your control, right? But
yeah, because I'm definitely the type of person that's like, I feel like there's something I could do. Like there's got to be something I could do, or something to make it go faster, or like, you know, like do better. But it's just like sometimes it's just there's certain things that just take time, and that's all that is left to do is just wait. And that's a hard pill to swallow.
No doubt. Girl M said you're yelling, Lugo. Time can feel long. But that's where that patience comes in, you know. As long as you're doing the work, right? And you're not just kind of spiraling backwards. But sometimes it takes that spiraling backwards to be like, oh, okay, maybe I was tripping. Maybe I do need to.
The greatest things I think I read somewhere, I forgot what the quote was, but it was like, good thing takes effort, but great things take time after the effort. Because it's like, man, time is one of those things, it sucks. Waiting.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks waiting, and it sucks watching something, like being patient and still watching the outcome that you maybe didn't want, or you didn't want to accept that it was going to happen. But you know, I think with like those proper boundaries, like the acceptance that comes with that, or the consequences that come with that, consequences aren't necessarily always a bad thing either. Because at the end of the day, like if you're making those moves for yourself by setting those boundaries for whatever it is, and the consequence of that also might be your own peace.
Yeah. I felt the whole weight lifted when I let my old self go. I love myself so much more now. Yeah, man. Sometimes you gotta just accept you're in a new place. You gotta be like, yo.
Gabrielle said, I feel like I have a lot more patience with others than myself, so I got to be kinder to myself. That's important. I feel like I'm the same. I'm the same in that boat too, right? I'll give a lot of people grace, or if I don't really vibe with something that they do or whatever, I just might give them a little bit of distance, but you know, benefit of the doubt. But a lot of times, like, I don't give myself nearly that much slack that I do for others. So I feel that. For sure.
Yeah, patience is. What time?
I was gonna say, what time you gotta get out of here?
I got like 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. Want to make sure you're good, bro. You gotta respect the wedding bag, you know.
Nah, we Gucci. Hey, man. That at the end of the day, I've learned patience is the key. If you can learn to be a patient person, bring you a long way,
man. And I felt like today's are the days that God's really putting patience in my life, right? From the store, both stores, to go into a hospital, bro. My mom works at a hospital. That's the first time I've been to visit her post quarantine. And I was like, bro, I was getting like eerie vibes in there. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I feel like today my patience was really tested physically. but I feel like it's an indicator that it's been being it has been tested mentally over like the past couple weeks too. So I feel like I needed like the physical, tangible in my face showing of that for me to put patience in my thought process of like what I've been feeling the past couple weeks.
Those moments are honestly good though, because sometimes, especially when you're in a good spot, you don't really know how much you've grown till you're tested on like, you know, things happening. You're like, oh, okay, I handled it better than I thought I would. Or when you're tested in those moments, you're able to see yourself act on the work that you put in. So it's definitely a good moment to just like reflect.
Yeah.
Patience, man.
Patience, bro. All right, guys. That's been another installment. They asked if we did the intro for today's pod. We did not.
I kind of like no intro.
I kind of like just jumping in. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, we should just like come up with one little thing, like 3 seconds, and just throw it in the front each time.
Well, I've been even thinking format, right? It's kind of like a check-in, touch on a topic. The topic goes a direction. If we stay on topic, we stay on topic. If not, we end up on a topic like this.
Yeah. Wisebot leads us to a different direction. It's all good.
Shouts to Wisebot. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for pulling up to another episode of Something Creative. Once again, shouts to the Twitch chat, the community who's watching this live on Twitch right now at twitch.tv/JoshyGuns with 2 Z's. They're watching this live on Friday when we're recording this, so they can have some input in the direction of the convo as well as have their comments featured. Well,
that was smooth.
Not bad, right?
That was smooth,
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, not bad. Shouts also to the stage crew. If you're watching this on Kev on Stage Studios on YouTube, this is coming out Saturday. But if you want in on the live action, come check the Twitch out. I've been one of the co-hosts, Joshy Gons. This has been the homie
Lugo.
There he is. Yo, you got your site together,
bruh.
Drop it in the chat, bro.
I was grinding. I was like, man, I really need to sort this out.
Is it a direct link to the LUTs? Or you could probably just navigate it through the website too, though, right?
Oh, it's organized.
Oh, sorry to bother, bro. I know you'd be on your A game and branding. Lugo pretty much dropped some. They're not presets. They're LUTs, right? Yes. Ooh, now you're thinking, maybe I should have another tab.
No. I need to create more presets. But what I made was a whole color page.
Okay. So, guys, if you want to see some of his color work that he's done, color work meaning color grading footage for the final product. I don't even know how you describe that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to describe it for a consumer.
Filters. I think that's what most consumers get.
Beautiful. I think that's right up there.
It's a very advanced Instagram filter.
It's a fire. What was that? Valencia. He got a Valencia on there.
Yeah.
Bro,
sliders, bro.
Yeah, those look clean, bro. Once I saw that, I was like, "Yo, you finally did it." Really,
bro? Headaches, bro.
You're coding those?
Yes.
Oh man, see, bro, that's why I gotta hire.
Well, I mean, I don't know the code. Hours on Reddit.
You copied and pasted.
Hours on Reddit finding the right one to copy and paste. Hey man, we did it.
Well, fire, bro. I'm happy you got that box checked though. I know that's something you've been wanting to do for a second. So
it's the little ones.
Yeah, bro, you gotta highlight them, you gotta celebrate them. All right, guys. Thank you all once again for pulling up. I almost stumbled all up on my words. We'll see you guys. Man. I know, man. I'm thinking about I gotta leave here in like 25 minutes to get there by a decent time. I might try and do an edit real quick from yesterday. I think I have the time to do it.
Yeah, same. I gotta build my whole rig right now.
What are you doing? Your little
Yeah, I got one camera, so I'm using this camera to live stream. And
Oh snap! Yeah, bro. Let me get you out of here, then, man.
Hey, man.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for once again for pulling up to Something Creative. We will catch you guys next week, either on Twitch or on the YouTube.
One of these weeks, we're gonna do a watch party.
We are. There's a way to do it. I think natively. I just have to sign in to my Amazon on Twitch. But I have to cast both of our cameras together, though. That'll be the tricky thing. I think we could do that in. I got to figure out how to set that as the webcam. We'll figure it out.
Or
watch party though soon. Okay, guys. Goodbye. Peace.